Hello all, I'm Josh. This is Josh Build Stuff. Welcome back to another episode of Questions with the Questionable, Inquiries with Imbeciles, or Ask JNBS. Today's question comes from JBS fan number 1. He or she says, what are your thoughts on the latest Speed Champion sets? Also, big fan, keep up the great content. Thank you so much. There are indeed 5 new LEGO Speed Champion sets set to release in March of 2022. I'm very excited about them. I've not had time to look at them, and in all seriousness, this video is just an opportunity for me to look at the new Speed Champion sets, and I figured as long as I'm going to be sitting in front of a computer and talking to myself about what I think about these cars, I might as well bring you along with me. So that's what we're going to do. It's not going to be the most jokey joke kind of video, but still, join me if that's something that you're interested in checking out with me. There are 5 new Speed Champion sets releasing in March containing 7 different vehicles, and I am excited about every single one of them. The 5 sets are the 1970 Ferrari 512M, the Lotus Evija, the Lamborghini Countach, the Aston Martin Valkyrie AMR Pro and Aston Martin Vantage GT3, and the Mercedes AMG F1 W12E Performance and Mercedes AMG Project 1. Let's run through these one by one. I will give some of my initial impressions as I kind of look at these for the first time. First up, the Ferrari 512. I'm not actually that familiar with this class of race car. This is from back in the 70s, but from what I've watched on like the designer videos, this is accurate to those race cars. I think LEGO Speed Champions actually made a race car. At least one of the 6 wide Speed Champion sets is designed from this same era, but now with the 8 stud wide cars, we're able to do it in a little more detail. Here's like the real thing. I think those are very cool, like futuristic looking cars, especially for like the 70s, but like I never really followed this era of racing. LEGO did a fine job with it. Like, this is not the set I'm most excited about, but I'm always excited for a new red Ferrari. I was seeing if there was a picture where it showed the cockpit opening up because like it folds forward here like the cars do in real life. As far as I know, it's like a classic era of racing, but not something that really speaks to me. This one doesn't look like it has too many stickers. Still looks like a fun, innovative looking build, and it kind of makes me want to get whatever Speed Champion set released before, which also featured this same class of car, but I'll have to look up what that actually is. Next up, the Lotus Evija. Also, I didn't mention the price of these. All of the single vehicles are $20 a pop in the US. The double packs are actually not as expensive as some in the past, which we'll look at in a second. I'll be honest, I'm not the biggest Lotus fan, like of the brand. Nothing against them. They're very cool cars. I just don't really follow much Lotus news or updates. Here's the real car. I always like to see like what the real car looks like in these. It is a very sleek, very cool looking futuristic vehicle, and obviously LEGO is going to have a bit of a challenge in trying to capture a lot of these curves, but like with a lot of the 8 stud wide vehicles, I think they do a good enough job here. A lot of stickers for headlights and stuff and logos and whatnot. That girl seems pretty into this like nice looking sports car. $20, I will absolutely pick this up, but it's not the most exciting of the bunch. Still, I love like the color contrast when we like look at all 5 of the new cars here. They're all different colors. The third car that we're looking at today is one that I am very excited about. If you know me, you know I love Lamborghinis, both Lego and life-size alike. I've actually driven a Lamborghini. It was the Lamborghini owned by the CEO of the Bang Energy Drink Corporation. Long story there, ask me about it sometime, but I've always liked Countaches. This is like getting into the classic Lamborghini era, and I think there was a rumor that we were going to get like a big creator size like Lamborghini Countach, but if you are interested in that kind of thing, then I have a treat for you in a second. This car, again, I think beautifully captured by LEGO's designers. It is not as weird and curvy as the Lotus we just looked at. Like, it has a lot of like sharper, more angled like design elements to it, and I think that was really well done in this 8 stud wide format. Like, I'm like, what could LEGO do? Give them 10 studs wide or something crazy like 12 of them. Again, a couple of stickers. I think we've seen that windshield piece before, maybe not with the white printing, but like this, the Countach and the Diablo, when I was a kid, like they were from before my time as a kid. I'm not that old, come on. Those are like 2 classic Lamborghinis that I was like, man, I'm gonna grow up and have a Lamborghini. I'm gonna be the CEO of Bang Energy. I never aspired quite for those heights, but this one looks cool. It's very nice. And like I said, if you like Lamborghini Countaches and you happen to own the Porsche 911 set that came out a while ago, there is a build on Rebrickable, and I think like BRICKSET, I don't know if this is the exact one he did. This is one that I've wanted to do for a while. I haven't actually done it, but you can use the same parts from the Porsche 911 and build it into a Countach. I'm going to do this at some point because I would rather have a Countach than a 911. Mine is in storage right now, but like this uses all those parts. Look at that, gull wing doors, not gull wing. What's it called? Razor blade doors? Fin wing doors, FN2187 wing doors, whatever they're called, classic Lamborghini looking design. This is one that I will build. So if you like Countaches, go check that out. I'll put a link to it in the description down below. But in the meantime, we will take another $20 single Lego Speed Champion set, and I will absolutely buy this come March 1st. Next up, it is our first 2-pack of the bunch, the Aston Martin Valkyrie AMR Pro and Aston Martin Vantage GT3. One of these cars is one of those, and one of those is the other. As usual, I think Lego's giving us like a road legal sports car, and then also like a actual race car version that Aston Martin is making here. I like Aston Martins. Like I used an Aston Martin in like Forza Horizon 4, I think it was. That might have been one of the cars on the cover of that game, which will become relevant when we talk about our next 2-pack here. These two cars, again, looking at the real life version of these cars, these things look sweet, man. Like these are very cool looking cars. And as far as Lego's depiction of them without holding these in person, I can't say that they really like stand out to me as like that different from other Speed Champion sets we've gotten in the past, except for maybe like in color and in the general design achieved somewhat mostly through stickers. I sound not very excited about these cars. Don't get me wrong. I am. Sure, there's a bunch of stickers here. There's horns on the front of this one, which are cool, like trying to depict fins, which we can't see in the real life pictures there, but I'll look it up when I review these actual sets because again, I am absolutely buying these sets. Very cool looking. Fifth and finally, and what we've all been waiting for, it is a Lego Formula One car. Hopefully I don't become like the Lego Formula One guy, but I'd be okay with that. But just no one think I am like the most knowledgeable about these things. Just because I like something doesn't mean I know that much about it. I can be a casual fan and that's okay. The cars that are included here are two cars that I actually have a lot of affection for. We get the Mercedes-AMG F1 W12E performance car. The W12 I think is the 2021 car that has raced, and we're about to get a different car in 2022, and so it'll be slightly inaccurate, but it looks like a Formula One race car, so what are we going to complain about it? Probably not. Also, the second car in this 2-pack is the Mercedes-AMG Project One, which is like the sports car here. Here's some more personal relevance to me. This Mercedes-AMG One, which looks like a beautiful car, again, in Lego form and in actual car form. Here it is on the bottom right of this image. Again, a very curvy looking, very sleek looking car. I didn't think I had a lot of connection to this car. And then I remembered that in the latest Forza Horizon game, Forza Horizon 5, that's like the cover vehicle. Like if this was a Madden game, this would be, I don't know, Tom Brady or something. I don't follow football. But this would be the GOAT of the cars. And this one was featured on Forza Horizon 5 and has subsequently, like, that is just like the Mercedes sports car out right now. You want to tie the pieces together. There are some like Formula One drivers that have sat or stood next to this car. Here's Lewis Hamilton hanging out with the vehicle itself. Look at this thing. Here's another guy who, I mean, he looks like a nice guy, whoever that guy is, standing next to the AMG One. Like, that is a sleek looking car, right? Here are our two cars that are actually in the Speed Champions set. I don't know if the Speed Champions version has this same paint job or a different paint job. If only there was a way to check. No, it's like the gray and blue. So like they're still like congruent paint jobs, but like either way, come on, that AMG One, beautiful looking car, nice looking Lego set, right? Debate me, call me wrong. Please don't, that would hurt my feelings. Let's get to the meat. I've left the best for last. I've been asking for a long time about, I just want more Formula One cars in Lego. I know Lego's done them in the past, but I missed out on a lot of those, and now I get to not miss out on one, and it's Mercedes, which is not my first choice for Formula One. But at the time of making this video, there's still a rumor that we're getting a Lego Technic Formula One car. It's not yet been revealed or announced yet. I think that's going to be a McLaren. We'll see. That means it's probably going to be the orange and blue, again, if we're going with the modern Formula One hybrid era car. I'm excited about that. And so that makes me not as bummed that this is a Mercedes. I got nothing against Mercedes. They're cool. Their cars are very cool. I love the color scheme. But I am confused about one aspect of this color choice, and that's that the tires are blue. If you follow Formula One, there are 5 different tire colors that are used in like regular races. The weird thing is when they're blue, they're the wet tires. So like if it's really wet conditions and they're still racing, they'll use the wet tires. I'm confused about that Lego's like, nah, make them racing in the wet, which like they only did a couple of times out of necessity throughout the season. Whatever, that's not that big of a deal. If we're just looking at the shape of the car itself, I think this car is, without like directly comparing it to an actual Formula One car, I think Lego has done everything they could do here with the scale that they had to work with. Again, these are only 8 studs wide at their widest, which looks like that's what they're using for these cars as well. And so, I mean, again, this is everything we could ask for. I'm trying to see if there's an actual steering wheel in there, because Lego has a yoke looking steering wheel, and I think it wouldn't fit at this scale. Oh, maybe there is. Look at there's kind of a shaped piece there. It could be like a video game controller sized piece. I'm curious about that. A few stickers here, as would be expected for a Formula One car. That could be a printed piece, which would be fun. A little Mercedes logo on there itself. I like the red of like the intake there on the engine. Ultimately, this set I'm just letting get me hyped. 1, for the fact that it is Formula One, and 2, for seeing this kind of car at a larger scale. I am bummed if the only large-scale Formula One car we're getting this year is Technic, but I think, well, I'm going to withhold judgment on Technic being good or not. Like I said, I'm seeing things on the bright side. I'm just very excited to have a Formula One car. I love the contrast here between, again, sports car and literally like the pinnacle of open wheel racing, which is Formula One, next to each other. This is the set right now that I'm most excited about in 2022, mostly because of my biases towards Formula One itself. But like, I'm so stoked. And I hope the rest of you Formula One fans are too, because like we are getting what we are asking for. Let's keep asking for it. So that is all of the new LEGO Speed Champion sets set to release in March 2022. Let me know what you would like to see built and reviewed first. It's going to be the Mercedes', but let me know what you want to see built and reviewed, I guess, second. And then maybe I will take that into account when I actually get these. Let me know what you're most excited about coming out in the Speed Champions theme this year. I know there are a lot of other March sets that have already been released and a lot of rumors for other just general sets coming out this year. I'm excited about a lot of those. Also, I've not given my thoughts on a lot of those, and I probably won't have time before they actually come out. But as always, thanks so much for watching. Let me know your thoughts on these sets and all the new March releases in the comments down below. I'll see you next time.